What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to our Premier League predictions video here on Anfield Agenda. We have a full round of games to go through this week, so I'm not going to hang about. Going to get straight into it and start off with the first game, which is Fulham against Everton. Look, there are still lots to play for in this season's Premier League. Fulham, outside chance maybe of chasing down the European spot. Everton certainly looking a lot better, as I mention every single week, under David Moyes. They're looking forward to life in the new stadium. There was some talk about Marco Silva maybe heading over to Saudi Arabia to manage one of their sides going into the Club World Cup, but it looks as if he's going to stay put. I had wondered whether that would have an impact on this result and the mindset of that Fulham dressing room. So after weighing it all up, this is what I'm coming in for score-wise, ladies and gents. I'm going to go for a probably predictable 1-1 draw. Fulham are a very good side, as we know. They beat us. I keep mentioning that because they beat us and they beat us. Well, they deserve the win. Everton, as I've mentioned, keep coming back under David Moyes and look like a far better side. So I do think 1-1 in this one is a likely outcome. Moving on now to another game of, well, very little significance really. Ipswich already relegated. Brentford don't think they're going to manage to get themselves a European spot, but still an interesting game nonetheless. Will Liam Delap continue his goal scoring in the Premier League while he is in the shop window? Looks as if, for me, he's Chelsea bound if I was to give you my 2 cents on it. And Thomas Frank's Brentford, well, we know that their captain, Christian Norgard, this week came out and said that it looks like Brian Mbeumo will depart this summer and he's unsure about the future of Visa. So, again, lots of players in the shop window at this point of the season. Score-wise, though, this is what I've come up with. I'm going to go for a 2-1 away victory for the Bees. So, Ipswich 1, Brentford 2 is my prediction on this one. Flying through them, as I promised, because I know you guys are busy, so let's get stuck into this. Southampton against Manchester City. Manchester City, of course, with an FA Cup final to look forward to. Southampton going back down to the Championship. They're a club that I've got the utmost respect for, by the way. Southampton always brought through such great young players, but managerial wise, well, they came up and tried to play a standard of football or a type of football that was far too open for their skill level, shall we say, in the Premier League, and they paid the price for it. City had a terrible start to the campaign, have got some consistency as the season goes on, and they look like they are bound now to, well, can they catch Arsenal? I guess that's the real question in second place, but they will get one of those Champions League spots. This one, no surprises, you'll see. I've gone for an away victory. It was just a matter of by how many, really, and thinking it all through, I've come up with Southampton 0, Manchester City 2. The De Bruyne situation, though, is a really interesting one. Where is he going to end up? Will it be at Liverpool or will he go elsewhere? I still can't believe that Manchester City are letting him go after the service he gave to the club, but what a weird turn of events it would be if he stays in the Premier League with somebody else. So let's have a look at this game now. Wolves against Brighton and Hove Albion. Again, Wolves have been on a far, far better run to pull away from the relegation zone under their new manager. Matheus Cunha playing for his future as well. Is he going to join Manchester United? Well, that's where the smart money is at this moment in time. Brighton, on the other hand, where Hurlitzer have had a very, very good season. A bit of inconsistency creeping in, and again, some of their players going to be in the shop window. This was a kind of difficult one, to be honest with you, because earlier on in the season, I'd have gone for an away win banker, but I ended up going for an away win banker. See, had you there, didn't I? Because Brighton, I think, are just in too good a form, and I just think they'll beat Wolves. Wolves are a good, solid team, but Brighton, if they show up on their day with the expansive, open football they play, and the fact they're chasing down the European place, they've got nothing to lose here, really. So I'm expecting goals in the game, but Brighton to just edge it. Moving on now to what I think is going to be a very, very interesting game. Bournemouth against Aston Villa. Aston Villa probably the least likely to get a Champions League spot from the chasing clubs at the minute, although still only a few points in it. Bournemouth, well, they have their own European ambitions, don't they? We know that Liverpool holding off really those talks with Kerkez and Huijsen because they want to be respectful to Bournemouth in this situation. No doubt in the job that Andoni Iraola has done there. He's brought in incredible players along with Richard Hughes, who's now at Liverpool, of course. But who's going to give in here? Who's going to cave and who's going to lose some momentum in the race for Europe? This is what I've gone for. I'm going to go full Desmond, 2-2. I do think it's going to be another attacking game of football. I think Aston Villa will end up just short of the Champions League places, which is still a good season for them, if we're being honest. Like the run they had in the Champions League all the way to the quarterfinals was fantastic. They do have some PSR issues we've spoken about before. I think it looks like they may sell their goalkeeper this summer. But I do think the likeliest outcome here is a score or draw, hence my 2-2. Moving on now to, well, one of the games of the weekend. Let's be honest about it. Both of these sides with Champions League ambition. Chelsea have the second leg of their Conference League pretty much tied up already. As I'm recording this, they haven't played yet because I'm recording this on Thursday evening. Newcastle, their full focus now is on ensuring they get Champions League football for next season. They've already won the League Cup, so they've got that monkey off their back. Eddie Howe back as well in the coaching area, so I think this was probably the toughest game to predict for me for the weekend, because both of these teams really are under pressure to get Champions League football. Probably Chelsea under a bit more pressure with the sheer amount of money and signings that they've made. So the fact that it's at St James's Park, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw, and both to lose ground in the Champions League race. It really does feel at times when you're looking at Champions League chasing clubs over the last 10 years. Sometimes clubs at this business end of the season seem to do everything they can to not get that Champions League qualification, and are expecting a bit more consistency as the pressure ramps up over the weekend. So 1-1 there for me. Chelsea obviously fresh off the back of beating us by 3-1. But I think that's the likeliest outcome there. 1-1. So Manchester United against West Ham in the who cares game of the weekend, really. United, their focus is going to be on the Europa League final. As I said, recording this before they play, but no Iñaki Williams, no Nico Williams, and no chance for a Bilbao to turn around that deficit. West Ham, well, a little bit of instability there behind the scenes as some players unhappy with the direction the club are going. The manager, Graham Potter, sticking up for his record and, of course, the time he's been there. So with this one, I'm going to go for a narrow home win, as I do think Man United are going to want to get some momentum together ahead of that Europa League final, and I think they need to stop the rot in the Premier League. They need to stop losing as many games as they have. So I think they'll just about get it done against West Ham. 2-1 for me. Nottingham Forest against Leicester City in what should be a pretty gimme of a game for Nottingham Forest. Of course, their own Champions League ambitions have taken a big dent recently against Leicester City, who going straight back down to the Championship. I can only see one result here. Forest are going to want to get back to winning ways. Lots of pressure on them. Can they gain momentum this weekend in the race for the Champions League spots? Well, I think they will, and I think they'll beat Leicester City by 2-0. Now, Spurs against Crystal Palace. Again, a difficult game to gauge how strong manager is going to go. Ange Postecoglou, hopefully, as again, sitting here before they play Bodo Glimt. We know that James Maddison is now out for the remainder of the season. That is going to be a huge loss to them. So will he start wrapping his players up in cotton wool if they have that Europa League final to look forward to? The answer should absolutely be yes. Crystal Palace, again, up and down season for them. Glasner, no doubt about the job he's done there, being a fantastic one. But they also have players in the shop window. So this was a difficult one to gauge. In the end, though, I've gone for an away win. It's a bit of a bold prediction, but I am going to go Crystal Palace to beat Spurs by 2-1. And now, the last game of the weekend. Probably the biggest game of the weekend. Not really much on this game other than pride, and of course us getting to see Arteta give Liverpool the guard of honour along with those Arsenal players. The best team in the Champions League, by the way, in case you didn't hear the Arsenal manager. He really, look, on this one, by the way, Liverpool lost to PSG on penalties. Aston Villa lost by 1 goal in a really tight game. And Arsenal, the Premier League team that played them also over 2 legs, lost home and away. But somehow the media tried to make out like Arsenal are some absolute superheroes who were so unlucky, even though they had the worst results from the 3 Premier League clubs that played PSG in knockout stages. Don't let the facts get in the way of Arteta just being delusional. But in this one, this is a game I do care about. This is a game I do want Liverpool to win, because we didn't show up against Chelsea properly. We got the guard of honour and then looked like we were on the beach. This is a game I think Anfield, the players and our coach are going to want to win to remind Arsenal who the champions are and what we'll be looking to defend that title next season. So all of that in, this is what I'm going to go for. And the fact that we also had a week to rest between games, that's really important here. So I'm going to go once again for a Liverpool victory by 2-1. Let's have a quick run through before we finish up. So here are my Premier League predictions again, recapped really quickly. I'm going to go Fulham 1, Everton 1, Ipswich 1, Brentford 2, Wolves 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 3. Going to go Southampton 0, Manchester City 2, Bournemouth 2, Aston Villa 2, Newcastle 1, Chelsea 1, Manchester United 2, West Ham 1, Nottingham Forest 2, Leicester 0, Spurs 1, Crystal Palace 2, and Liverpool Football Club 2. Arsenal, second place, Champions League, perennial losers, 1. So that is my take, ladies and gentlemen. Now it's over to you. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Do you agree or disagree with my predictions? And of course, we will be back next week for the second to last game week. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.